So now the window's closed, they're now going to start looking at the contracts. I know everyone was like, oh, you need to get the contracts done, but actually, they didn't need to worry about it until now, really. Because as long as it's done by January, they can't talk to other clubs, and there's so much going on with the transfer window that they don't need to add the pressure of the contracts on top of it. I've always been pretty adamant that Virg and Trent will sign, and Salah won't. And I thought the reason Salah wouldn't is because, one, FSG will be like, you're too old, we don't want to offer you the money you're on, so you'd have to take a big pay cut, and he won't want to. And I also thought he would be like, I can go to Saudi and make an absolute fortune. He's one of the most famous footballing Muslims, I believe. So he would just be like a god out there. Now, I'm now starting to think that he may sign a new contract, and I'm starting to think we might offer him one. So he did an interview before the Man United game, basically saying that, his kids are Scousers, he loves the area, he's been here for 8 years, it's completely changed him as a human, all this kind of stuff, which I thought was quite nice. We don't only see him in a lot of interviews, so it's quite nice to see him being quite open about it. And then obviously after the game, he spoke to Sky, and he said, and I think a lot of people interpreted it wrong, but he basically said, currently, I'm in my last year of my contract, and nobody has spoken to me. Now, I was listening to a couple of podcasts the other day, and I also heard Jamie Carragher and Daniel Sturridge say the same or similar thing. They think he wants to stay to break records. He's so close with his goals tally. I think he's like 9th or 10th. And with another couple of years, if he gets the same sort of numbers that he currently gets, he would probably go above Thierry Henry, who I think is 6th. And he would be in or amongst where Wayne Rooney is, which for him as a winger is insane numbers. So I think he might want to stay to do that. Also, they reckon, because he owns his own image rights, and obviously he's got all these sponsors and stuff because of who he is, they reckon he brings in something around £50 million a year from us, the endorsements, his own image rights. And then on top of that, he probably invests in other things as well. So money isn't really an object for him, I wouldn't have thought. So he could go to Saudi in another 3 years and still be paid a fortune because he's a fit bloke. I mean, he's like Ronaldo, and he really looks like takes care of himself. You would imagine he could play till he's 38, 39. So would maybe Liverpool say, look, we'll keep you on the same salary, 2 years with an option for a third. You can have more of a bonus for your goals and assists, something like that. I think he'd take them up on that. And I think we may offer him that because his numbers are now looking really, really good again. So what do you think? I'd love to know. What do you think about Virg and Trent? I can't see why they wouldn't sign their captain and vice-captain. It'd be silly to not. And Trent does worry me a little bit with Real Madrid, but he said before, they'll have to buy me on FIFA. Liverpool's his club, and he wants to be like Gerrard. I think he'll stay. Let me know your thoughts. Come on, you Reds.